This is TVC Sports Center, live.
As the world of sports never sleeps, the adrenaline keeps hitting new heights. The season boils down to a week to define next season. I'm talking about leagues across Europe. The champions have emerged in most parts of the leagues, but it's all about the fight to make Europe and also get to avoid a relegation. The Nigeria Professional Football League fast approaches its first half of the season. The battle for points continues and the excitement non-stop. Tennis action moves over to Italy. That's the home of the Pope precisely. Rome masters 7-off in style. It's game 5 in the NBA playoff series and Steve Curry is back. So trust me when I say the world of sports never sleeps. Welcome to the show Sports Center. My name is Juliet Mafua. Where to begin? Let's get down with some newsreel. We'll be right back. FC Ubah is one of the 2 privately owned clubs in the Nigerian Professional Football League. The club chairman, Chukwuma Ubah, is live with us in the studio this morning. It's a great pleasure to have you. Getting you off your busy schedule.
Good morning.
All right, there. So, of course, the Nigerian Professional Football League, like we've seen, has shown, a positive sign of getting even more attractive. We get to see large turnouts of fans in the stadium. We're getting to see, higher rates of technicality even in the gameplay, as well as better jerseys as well. That's on a lighter note. What's your take on the NPFL so far?
Well, thank you very much. Generally, I would say my interest actually started, say, 3-4 years ago, but we got to be part of it last year. And when we came in, I don't think there was this kind of competition they're having now. I don't think there's this kind of finesse that's been put in the games now because, trust me, when FC Ubah came on board last season, we had to, get people going.
Like so you raised the bar.
We raised the bar, definitely. I wouldn't want to say that. Let it not seem as if I'm bragging about it, but that's the truth. So since we came on board and now we're not looking at anybody, we have our plans and that's our style. And not bragging about it. Everybody just had to get up and move. Okay,
talking about, raising the bar a bit, we saw, foreign players coming in from Brazil and also getting a Bulgarian coach in Dobrev. That is part of the plans of the club to move to the next stage.
Well, bringing in foreign players, we have, like I said, we have our programs and we're not looking at anybody. We're trying to set standard. We're trying to make our league attractive. And trust me, Brazilians now are interested in our leagues because we do get calls, we do get emails. I have an English player that sent me email, kept calling me, Jamie Phoenix, he wants to play for us.
Wow.
So you can imagine. So over, definitely by mid-season, there will be a lot of changes as well. And that's the idea. At every point in time, you have a window for registration, you bring in new players and make the league attractive.
When we saw about 5 or 6 of them, Brazilian players coming in, then some people felt, how did they lure them in? What was on the card for them? And I'm asking you that.
Okay, the man behind the mask. And he's the kind of person that anything he touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
And the reason why I would say they got so interested is, one, we have our programs, we have affiliations, and that's the very first time, you know, we're having such affiliation in Africa, having to, you know, have a pact with West Ham. And this is just like a shortcut, or you know, shortcut to Europe here. So it's not a matter of having to get into one African country or get into one European country to get into Europe. Once you're with FC Ubah, I'm sure, I mean, that's a direct flight.
Okay, that's if the player proves to be outstanding. So, I mean, with that affiliation, you can make that dream move to the EPL.
Of course.
Okay, that's a nice incentive, no doubt. Now, let's look at the FC Ubah, you know, the season so far. Last season, the club finished 11th on the table, and this season currently 7th. You know, but when I was looking at the table, I saw the goal difference kind of 0, having scored 15 goals, conceding 15 goals as well. Does it call for a kind of concern?
Well, you know, we'll keep trying. And one good thing in football is, and one good thing about the league generally is that you always have a time to, like, a time to recon and do a kind of self-assessment, then know where to appraise and where not to. So it's normal, and you know, we're all human beings, and there of course there's a lot of pressure, and I try to avoid the question or to say that we're looking at this or we're looking at that. Our target is to build a team, and that's what we're doing, and it's a continuous thing.
All right, the club's desire, no doubt, is to win the league this season. Like you said, there's been lots of competition. Is that still looking like a reality, winning the league for the first time in the club's history?
You know, we started last year, and there are clubs that have been there for so many years. So I wouldn't want to put any pressure on us, like I said. And I'm sure my boss has never said anything about us winning the league. We always maintain that we want to play well, and if it comes, we take it. But we have to just play well, and consistency is the key.
All right, you know what we do now? I just show you what the football fans on the streets are saying about the NPFL so far and how they are rating the league.
Meant for Sylvester Biaku, who was very far away from the ball.
To me, it's one of the closest league we have had in recent times, and we must give it to the organizers so far.
I'm not really impressed, but they are developing, I would say. I think the level of play has to be increased. The performance also, the clubs, they have to step up their game. Look at, for instance, what happened. Canopilla has been beaten at home. Look at the Royal fans. I mean, no one would want to see such a thing like that. I mean, if security is not guaranteed, you know, during matches at the NPFL, who would want to go to the stadium to watch, you know, a football match?
There have been a lot of improvements so far compared to the last season. And you can see, like Giwa FC, they have to face different penalty for absenting, for missing out of the game. So the game have really improved compared to last season, and the clubs and the coaches are really improved.
Okay, I've still got Chukuma Ubah, chairman of FC Ubah, very much with us in the studio. Okay, he's been an interesting lad with on and off the air. All right, I was talking about you know, the club's ambition, and yeah, we talked about the Brazilian players as well as the Bulgarian coaches. But how have those, you know, players been adapting with the Nigerian players also in the team?
You know, football is a language on its own. So they do communicate very well. And it's very interesting, like for the Brazilian players and coaches, we had to bring in a translator who even takes them on classes now. So and then I think after a week, I was surprised to hear good morning and how are you?
Wow.
You know, and that's a good one because we're educating them, and they are very, very, very happy to be here. They walk our streets, they are free, just to show that Nigeria is safe. Because as against what most people think, at times you tell them, come to us, oh, is Boko Haram near you, or are the kidnappers near you? These guys walk the streets of Nnewi, Anambra State, just to show you how free we are, and they are very happy here.
Okay, that's a positive turnout there. Now, FC Ubah at some point, you know, was known as Gabriel's International, and there was this, you know, reports back then coming up as early as even last year, late last year, talks of the former owner he's also Chukuma as well.
Chief Gabriel Chukuma.
Yes, trying to take back the club. Talks of some unfulfilled parts of the contracts and all of that. Has that been put to rest now?
Well, I am not authorized to speak on that really, because I am the chairman of FC Ifeanyi, I remember there's Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi, who is the founder, the proprietor, and the sponsor. But I'll just chip in a little bit, and we'll just go back home and dissect. There's nothing like giving and taking. It's all about there's a contract, and definitely there are sections, or there are would I say phases or stages of the contract. I wouldn't want to go deep inside of it, but the most important thing is that you can't just come out and say you're taking back a club, because there are formalities that were supposed to have taken place which had been fully fulfilled. So every other thing is just like a personal understanding, because no matter what you're saying, even if he comes into that place now, I'm sure he will be so proud that he actually encouraged or coerced somebody to take it up, because he wouldn't have been able to do up to 10% of what is happening there now.
All right, let's look at week 16 games, and Ifeanyi Ubah will be up against Lobby Stars, and I talked about sitting 7th on the table. The last game ended 2-0, surprisingly, to Aqua United. Aqua United, with all of its current problems at the moment, that was a surprising result, I must say.
Well, that is surprising to even the Aqua United fans and everybody in Akwa Ibom. I actually came in from Akwa Ibom last night, and it's a big shame. It's a big shame. The videos are there. Very soon we'll start rolling them out, because when you're castigating somebody, be ready to be castigated as well. And in this situation where a player is being pulled down in the 18-yard box, and a free kick and a yellow card was given outside the box. I mean, what are we trying to say? So we just look at that situation and we laugh. Yeah, we know they're quite desperate, and we actually were prepared, knowing fully well that they really need to get that. If not, the entire board would have been kicked out. But I mean, they used us as a sacrificial lamb, because they did all. I mean, it was a do-or-die affair for them.
You looking at it like some sort of injustice was done in that particular game?
It's so obvious. The videos are there. The videos are there, and it's a big shame. It's a very, very big shame. And I told my people that we were going to just write to LMC and tell them, look, it's very, very important you keep record of all these videos, because it says a whole lot about our league.
Okay, if we could have gotten our hands on that video, we would have
I'll avail you one today.
Yeah, okay, so we'll get to see what exactly, or how exactly
even
the injustice
two situations. In the first 5 minutes, if you go through the updates, you know that they say, oh, Seka almost, and was pulled down. That was inside the 18 box, and that is supposed to be a red card offense and a penalty.
But like you said, pressure is on Aqua United, yes.
Yeah, but pressure is not on the referee and the matchcom and whoever was there. I mean, this is not good, and that's why they didn't really talk about the match, because they know what happened. Because if they ever open up to say they won that match, then we'll roll it out.
Wow. Now, next game is Lobby Stars. Lobby Stars sitting currently 5th on the table. And yes, they've had some decent performances this season. Talking about Lobby Stars, we also saw them, getting that one over MFMFC. So what are we looking forward to Wednesday?
Well, we always take